Okay, so in this video we are going to be doing matrix multiplication. This can only happen when my first matrix has the same number of columns as my second matrix has rows. So if I have a matrix that is R by T and my second matrix is T by S, then I can multiply those together. So like this, when I multiply them together, my final one, I ignore the middle number, my final matrix should be R by S big. So the way we multiply matrices is I take each values from one row and we'll match it up to the columns of the other matrix. That's why they need to be the same size. So over here I have a 3 by 2 and I have a 2 by 2. So this means when I multiply them together, it should give me another 3 by 2. So the way I do this is I'm going to take -1 times -3, and I'm going to add it to 3 times -4. And that's going to be my first number in my first row, first column. Then I'm going to do the same thing. I'm going to take this and multiply it by the second column. So the first row times the second column is going to give me the first row, second column on my new matrix. So I'm going to have -1 times that 2 plus 3 times that 1. Now I'm going to move on to my second row, first column. So second row, first column. I'm going to have 4 times -3 plus -2 times -4. Then I'm going to take my second row times my second column, second row, second column. I'm going to have 4 times 2 plus -2 times 1. Then I'm going to take my third row, first column, third row, first column. I'm going to have 5 times -3 plus 0 times -4. Third row, second column, third row, second column. I have 5 times 2 plus 0 times 1. Okay. Then I just need to actually go ahead and do out all this math. So -1 times -3 gives me 3. 3 times -4 gives me -12. First row, second column is going to give me -2 plus 3. Second row, first column, it's going to give me -12 plus 8. Second row, second column gives me 8 minus 2. Third row, first column gives me -15 plus 0. Third row, second column gives me 10 plus 0. Then I just need to combine like terms. This is going to give me -9, 1 for my first row. Then I'm going to have nope, not 6, 4. And 6 for my second row. -15 and 10 for my third row. And this is my final answer. So like I said earlier, these middle sizes cancel out and I'm left with a final matrix of 3 by 2. So pause the video, take a few minutes to work on number 2. When you think you've got the answer, come back and watch the video. So again, this is a 3 by 2 going with a 2 by 2. So I can go ahead and multiply these together. I'm going to take my first row times my first column in the second matrix. So I have -1 times 1 plus 4 times 0. Then I'm going to take my first row, second column. I have -1 times -2 plus 4 times 7. Then I'm going to take my second row, first column. I have 2 times 1 plus 0 times 0. Then I have second row, second column. I have 2 times negative 2 plus 0 times 7. Final row, first column, I have 1 times 1 plus 2 times 0. Third row, second column, I have 1 times negative 2 plus 2 times 7. I want to remember to draw my brackets. Then I want to multiply. So first row, first column, I have negative 1 plus 0. First row, second column, I have 2 plus 28. Second row, first column, I have 2 plus 0. Second row, second column, I have negative 4 plus 0. Third row, first column, I have 1 plus 0. Third row, second column, I have negative 2 plus 14. Draw my brackets. Then I want to go ahead and just combine like terms. So I end up with negative 1, 30 for my first row, 2, negative 4 for my second, and 1, 12 for my third. Same deal for the next 3 examples and the next 3 practice problems. These are already written as being multiplied together, so I just need to actually go ahead and perform the multiplication. Over here I have a 2 by 3 times a 3 by 3, so these two can go together because my inside numbers are the same. I want to start off by multiplying my first row by my first column of my second matrix. I'm going to have 1 times negative 2 plus 0 times 1 plus 3 times 1. Then I'm going to have my first row, second column. I have 1 times 4 plus 0 times 0 plus 3 times 1. First row, third column, 1 times 2 plus 0 times 0 plus 3 times negative 1. I'll borrow some space from the next problem. Then I'm going to do second row, first column. I have 2 times negative 2 plus negative 1 times 1 plus negative 2 times negative 1. Second row, second column, 2 times 4 plus negative 1 times 0 plus negative 2 times 1. Second row, third column, 2 times 2 plus negative 1 times 0 plus negative 2 times negative 1. Draw my bracket. Then I want to go ahead and perform all the multiplication I need to do. So first row, first column, I have negative 2 plus 0 plus 3. First row, second column, I have 4 plus 0 plus 3. Then first row, third column, I have 2 plus 0 minus 3. Oops, I messed up. This one right here should have been a negative 1. So it actually is going to make that a negative 3 right there. Second row, first column, I'm going to have negative 4 minus 1 plus 2. Second row, third column, I have 8 plus 0 minus 2. Second row, third column, I have 4 plus 0 plus 2. Draw my bracket. Then I just want to go ahead and combine my terms. I'll just write this down below. Negative 2 plus 0 plus negative 3 gives me negative 5. 4 plus 0 plus 3 gives me 7. 2 minus 3 gives me negative 1. Negative 4 minus 1 plus 2 gives me negative 3. 8 minus 2 gets me 6. 4 plus 2 also gets me 6. So this is my final answer, which makes sense. Should have been a 2 by 3 if I canceled out those middle terms. So on number 4, I have a 1 by 3 and a 3 by 1. So I am going to end up with a 1 by 1 matrix when I'm done. I'm going to take my first row times my first column. I have 1 times 2 plus negative 2 times negative 1 plus negative 3 times 1, and that's it. So I want to draw my bracket. Then I just want to go ahead and multiply. So I have 2 plus 2 minus 3. If I simplify that, it just gives me 1. So my final matrix is just a single number here, which makes sense because, again, middle terms cancel out. Okay. One more example. This is a 3 by 3 times a 3 by 2. So I want to go ahead and multiply these together. I am going to first row, first column, first row, first column. I have 0 times negative 2 plus 4 times 0 plus negative 3 times 1. Then I have first row times second column, which is going to give me 0 times 0 plus 4 times negative 4 plus negative 3 times 2. Second row, first column, I have 2 times negative 2 plus 1 times 0 plus 7 times 1. Second row, second column, I have 2 times 0 plus 1 times negative 4 plus 7 times 2. Third row, first column, I have 3 times negative 2 plus negative 2 times 0 plus 1 times 1. Third row, second column, I'm going to have 3 times 0 plus negative 2 times negative 4 plus 1 times 2. Then I want to go ahead and multiply everything. So then for my first row, first column, I have 0 plus 0 minus 3. First row, second column, I have 0 minus 16 minus 6. Second row, first column, I have negative 4 plus 0 plus 7. Second row, second column, I have 0 minus 4 plus 14. Third row, first column, I have negative 6 plus 0 plus 1. Third row, second column, I have 0 plus 8 plus 2. Then I just want to go ahead and combine. So first row, first column, I have negative 3. First row, second column, I have negative 22. Second row, first column, I have 3. Second row, second column, I have 10. Third row, first column, I have negative 5. Third row, second column, I have 10 again. So this is my final answer for my matrix. So I'll pause the video, take a few minutes to work on 6 through 8. When you think you've got your answers, come back and check your work. Okay, so number 6 is a 2 by 2 and a 2 by 2. These can go together, so I can multiply them. I'm going to take my first row times my first column. I'm going to have 3 times 1 plus 4 times 0. First row times my second column is going to give me 3 times 0 plus 4 times 1. Second row times first column gives me negative 2 times 1 plus 5 times 0. Then I have second row, second column. This is going to give me negative 2 times 0 plus 5 times 1. I want to go ahead and multiply out. That's going to give me 3 plus 0 for first row, first column. First row, second column gets me 0 plus 4. Second row, second row, first column gets me negative 2 plus 0. Second row, second column gets me 0 plus 5. I just want to go ahead and add. This gets me 3, 4 for my first row, negative 2, 5 for my second row. Notice this gave me exactly my same matrix as the first one. This is because this matrix right here is called an identity matrix, and it's like multiplying a normal equation by 1. It will always give you back what you multiplied by. Same idea for number 7. I have a 2 by 2, and I'm multiplying again by a 2 by 2. I'm going to take my first row and multiply by my first column. I have 1 times negative 1 plus 2 times 1. Then I have 1 times 2 plus 2 times negative 1. On the second row, I'm going to have 1 times negative 1 plus 1 times 1. Then I have 1 times 2 plus 1 times negative 1. Okay, I'm going to draw my matrix out. I want to go ahead and multiply. So I get negative 1 plus 2 for my first row, first column. First row, second column, I get 2 minus 2. My second row, first column, I get negative 1 plus 1. Second row, second column, I get 2 minus 1. I can go ahead and solve these out. I get 1, 0 for my first row, 0, 1 for my second. This gives me the identity matrix, so that tells me that those two matrices I multiplied together are inverse matrices, which will give me back the identity matrix, which will be important in later years of math. Then for my final one, I have a 3 by 1, and I'm multiplying by a 1 by 3. So I am going to do this. I have 2 times 1 for my first row, first column. I have 2 times negative 2 for my first row, second column. I have 2 times negative 3 for my first row, third column. Then I'm going to do the same thing for the next row. I have negative 1 times 1 for second row, first column. I have negative 1 times negative 2 for second row, second column. Negative 1 times negative 3 for second row, third column. Then I have 1 times 1 for third row, first column. 1 times negative 2 for third row, second column. 1 times negative 3 for third row, third column. I want to go ahead and multiply these out. I get 2, negative 4, negative 6. Then I get negative 1, positive 2, positive 3. Then I get 1, negative 2, negative 3. So my final answer here is a 3 by 3 matrix. This is making sense because my middle number cancels out. One thing I wanted to say, if middle numbers in a matrix, if middle numbers between matrices aren't the same, so if I had like a 2 by 3 and I'm multiplying by a 4 by 2, these two numbers in the middle, the 3 and the 4, if they're not the same, we say the answer is undefined. So you might come across some of those problems on your homework.